So Neptune's going into the 29th degree of Pisces. And I think now's a good time to just consider that Neptune will be going into Aries soon in March. And we're needing to give Neptune some really good attention because it's not only changing sign, new sign is Aries, it's starting a new cycle, first degree of Aries. That's coming up soon. Now, to understand the context of this new cycle of Aries and what we might be looking for in the days that follow that ingress, it'd be very useful to consider what's been going on. So when Neptune was in Pisces, truth just disappeared. We read social media now, we've got no idea whether we're reading lies or truth or creative invention or opinion. We've got no idea. And everyone's got their own little algorithm that tells them what they want to know or what they want to fear or what they, everyone's built their own little bubble. Ever was it so? It's just now it's so obvious because of social media and there's so little reference. We don't check out our opinions against friends so much because everyone's just looking at their mobile phones. They don't have conversations anymore. We don't go to pubs to have conversations about politics because everyone's got their own opinion based on their own independent algorithm. So Neptune in Pisces was happening when that was all going on. So that's a clue, isn't it? It's just that there's two sides to every equation. There must also be the equivalent development on the level of light. If untruth is reaching its zenith, which it seems to be as Trump gets elected, then actually there must be an equal and opposite balancing factor. If it were not so, the cosmos itself would be out of whack. There must be balance for everything to be. So we have to infer that there is a movement occurring to promote truth and to develop a spirituality for the times. And I think it's useful to look at the last 5 degrees of Pisces as a set. Now, Rudyard was very clear that one can look at a set of 5 degrees of Sabian symbols and give that batch meaning. He didn't name them, but I've had the audacity to give them names, and I consider the last batch of 5 Pisces degrees to be equivalent to faith, although I've called it realization. I think those two things are the same thing. When you realize what is, then you have faith. You just know that it's all fine. There's no room for imperfection of faith when you realize the truth of it all. And the truth of it all is basically that we make it all up individually. So my world is my business, and nobody else really influences it very much at all. If they do, it's because I want that. That's the realization that when we come to eventually. And there are stages in that. The 26th degree, a new moon that divides its influences, freedom of choice. But of course, that's central to this wisdom, isn't it? The second in that batch, a harvest moon, Pisces 27. We reap what we sow. What goes around comes around. Of course, karma is at play. Pisces 28, enough is a feast. Well, the world is a place of great abundance until such time as you're greedy. And this is the lesson that hasn't been learned, really hasn't been learned. The people who've already got too much want more. Even on the level of mass obesity around the world, we all want a little bit more than enough. We don't get a sense of satisfaction. And that might well be a playing out of a mystery that's going on, that we're not getting satisfied by life itself because of the destruction of spirituality. It's been degraded many, many years ago, thousands of years ago, even from spirituality into religion, dogmatic, fixed, crystallized, um, causus belli, the cause of war. It's religion has replaced spirituality, and that comes up for renewal. That question every Neptune transit, as Neptune's going into Aries, we want to have another go at dealing with this problem. And I'll come to that a bit later. So when we come to Pisces 29, a prism, this prism metaphor is white light going through a medium, in other words, something physical, and becoming diversified into the rainbow colors in the case of the prism. Now, this is a metaphor for God being both unity and diversity. In other words, the source is oneness. There is only one of anything. However, it comes through our perception into the many, the many facets of the one. That's the prism image. And that's what we're getting into now with Neptune at the 29th degree of Pisces. We're looking at how we tune into unity itself and yet live in the world which is filled with diversity, and noticing through the diverse things that we engage with our perception, noticing the similarity within everything that points to the existence of unity and the qualities of unity. So let me read this out for you. The Prism, 29 Pisces, seeing God in everything. The white light is divided into a diversity of rainbow colors by a raindrop or prism, and shows clearly the allegory of the relationship between the one and the many. Isn't this what we've been seeking for? The understanding of our relationship with God. God chose to express itself as diversity. The Creator created a multiplicity of facets of itself. We cannot therefore ever expect to end our evolutionary journey, since God itself is not static. The Creator is creative, and so always changing his expression like a kaleidoscope. Life itself, therefore, requires differentiation. We do not know God only by surrendering the self. We need also to express the self creatively. In the next degree, Pisces 30, we're going to look at the great stone face and realize how limited faith is for most people. Here's a secret, though. If you want to discover faith, and if you don't want to discover faith, then you've got no sense of what it is, because really you want it. Faith is just knowing for a certainty that the future is better than the past, and that you're going to be okay, and you are one with the one. Just know that. That's what faith is. And here we have the prism showing you something about the stepping stone to faith. And it is that the self, in all of its diverse expressions, all of them, your pain and your suffering and your anger and your joy and your playfulness and your sexuality and your money lust, and all of that is an expression of God. It's the best you can do, one hopes. So it might not be a perfect expression, but it's the best you can do. And that's all we can be asked to do. Do our best to be excellent at whatever we try to do. And to do it in our way, not to try to copy someone else who claims to be closer to God than we are, that claim is kind of evidence that they're not. No, nobody that really understands this question would claim to be closer to God than anyone else. It's just silly. So we have to step forward first by expressing all of who we are, one way or another. And it's nice, it's beautiful if you do it in a beautiful way. You create an elegant lifestyle. You have charm and beauty and harmony in your life if you choose to express yourself like that. And if you don't, if you're ugly and you like bullying people and killing people and stealing from people, if that's what you want to do with your life, okay, that's the expression of yourself. And if you like that, then that's what you like. Society don't like it, don't like it at all. But if that's what you need to do right now to get it out there, okay, yeah, fair enough. But really, you must understand that it gets worse if you do it that way. You're either going up or down, and if you're doing horrible things, then you're going down. It's going to get worse and worse. If you try and see the light in any situation, do your best, keep clear of conscience, then you're going to go up and you're going to get beautiful colors, beautiful experiences, and so on. And now is the time to prepare that mindset as we rush helter skelter towards Aries now. When Neptune goes into Aries, the narrative that you've got that tells you about the nature of reality will shift. It won't be the same. We'll be living in a different story. You know, we move into a different storybook very soon indeed. So, just finish off this old book by claiming the right to be yourself, whatever the cost, and make it up the way you choose you'd like it to be. Be creative in your narrative of the nature of you, the nature of life, the nature of the meaning of life. Be creative and positive. That's what this prism image is about when Neptune's there.